just grab my ears while you fuck my butt.
It starts off with our main character Max having a wet dream about this light skin with red hair. He's about to get some buns, but then he has a werewolf transformation and he turns into his dad Goofy. He wakes up hollering and shit, and he gets a call from his homie PJ telling him that he's late for their secret plan, so Max scrambles to get ready. Then Goofy barges in, and for some reason he starts sucking up Max's clothes like a dumbass. And then he accidentally sucks up this life-size cardboard cutout of Power Line, which, like, Max, why do you have this shit? This nigga's a god-tier meat writer, Jesus Christ. Nigga's worse than Playboy Cardi fans. So Max heads off to school and he starts singing about how he's gonna level up on niggas cause he's a dweeb-ass, loser-ass nigga. And all the other neighborhood kids start joining in and they start singing about how they're ready for summer vacation so they can underage drink, have sex, and do hard drugs or whatever niggas in the 90s used to do. God damn, Max, why you letting niggas shoot jockstraps in your face? Go whoop that nigga ass. No wonder why everybody be clowning you, bro. You're a bitch. So the light-skinned dog shorty that Max was having a dream about is named Roxanne. And he bumps into her, he starts stuttering and runs off. Now I was gonna clown him and call him a bitch again, but I get it, bro. Roxanne's fine as fuck, nigga. I need her. Max finally links up with his niggas and we get introduced to my nigga Bobby, the trillest nigga ever.
Cheddar! Oh! Cheddar Wizards!
We also find out the boys have a plan to crash the end-of-school pep rally, and Max is going to do like a Powerline cosplay and perform one of his songs. What did I say, bro? This nigga's such a dick rider. Like, hop out this nigga dick. So we get to the pep rally, and the scamming insurance nigga from The Incredibles is playing Richard Nixon if he was like a high school principal.
Thank you, Stacy, and good morning, boys and girls. You know, every year
Max, PJ, and Bobby are behind the curtain setting shit up, just being loud as fuck. Like, they're welding and falling down and knocking shit over. Like, these niggas are not being secretive at all. Richard Nixon, how can you not hear these niggas? That's why you had to stop being a president and become a fucking principal, bitch ass nigga. Why did I go so hard on him like that? Anyways, Bobby sends this nigga to fucking hell and Max starts performing and he got niggas going crazy. And most importantly, he's got Roxanne's sexy dog ass attention. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but the music in this shit is fucking amazing. Some people settle for the typical thing, living all their lives waiting in the wings. It ain't a question of it. They got this nigga Tevin Campbell to sing Powerline songs, and this shit cranks, nigga. Oh my god. Max and the homies end up getting busted and sent to the principal's office.
We're busted!
Max is in the office sulking because he knows he's finna get his ass whooped when he gets home. And then Roxanne walks by and sees him. They have this awkward ass, cliche ass encounter, and Max asks her to go to a Powerline watch party. Jesus, bro, is this nigga like Michael Jackson or something? Why is everybody on this nigga tip? Alright, let me stop hating on this nigga. Max starts feeling himself and he's dancing with this thick ass secretary. Like, nigga, she's stacked like a motherfucker. I'm taking that shit down, I'm not gonna lie to you. Principal Mazer calls Goofy and he tells him that Max was dressed up like a gang member and he caused a riot at the school pep rally. And he also said that Goofy needs to be a better dad before he ends up in the fucking electric chair, which, like, Jesus Christ, nigga, all he did was do a little performance. He ain't shoot up the school or sell no drugs or nothing like that. Also, what gang members are dressing like this? Honestly, he actually might be onto something because he's kind of dressed like an Atlanta nigga. After Goofy hears this news, he gets worried and he takes Pete's advice about spending some father-son time together and he decides to take Max on a fishing trip. So once Max leaves the office, everybody's cheering this nigga on and they're telling him that he's that nigga. And PJ's big ass jumps on Max's shoulders. This nigga athletic as fuck. He need to go to the football field, put that nigga at left tackle or some shit. He'd be great. Max runs home on some Ferris Bueller shit, going through people's houses and just fucking shit up and being a dickhead. He gets to the crib and Goofy tells him that they're gonna be going on a fishing trip, and Max obviously gets upset because he has a date with Roxanne. Honestly, Goofy seems like a good ass, understanding ass dad. Like, I'm sure he would have been fine with leaving the next day so Max could get some fucking play. But whatever, I guess we need a plot for the movie. So before they hit the highway, Max goes to Roxanne's house and he runs into her mandingo ass daddy. He ends up telling Roxanne that he can't make their date and she's like, oh well, I guess I'll bring another nigga. Which, like, goddamn bitch, you can't wait until I get back from this fucking trip? Max hears this shit and he obviously freaks the fuck out and he says his dad's actually taking him to a Powerline concert so he can perform on stage with fucking Powerline. Yeah, nigga, that's not even like a believable lie. Like, why would you say that shit? Like, what are you gonna do when you get back from your trip and everybody knows that you lied about this shit? Like, you gotta move schools or like kill yourself. I don't know, nigga. But for some reason, she actually believes this shit. So the road trip begins, and this nigga Goofy is driving like a fucking maniac. He's driving with his feet and grinding on guardrails. Like, Goofy, you can't be acting reckless like this. You're a black man in the 90s. You gotta tighten the fuck up, nigga. Oh yeah, by the way, Goofy and Max are black. Their first stop on the road trip is to this Chuck E. Cheese for hillbillies, and this mascot tries to fucking molest Max, and he slaps the shit out of him, and then these badass little kids start beating his monkey ass.
Get up! Yeah! Fight back! Fight back, nigga! Fight back!
Then Goofy starts doing some goofy shit and he embarrasses Max, and Max cusses Goofy out. It's a sad Goofy movie now. Goofy must be one of them gentle parenting niggas, cause a regular black parent in the 90s would have beat that nigga with a fucking flat iron skillet. The next day, Goofy's setting up camp and they happen to be at the same campsite that Pete and PJ are at. Max confesses to PJ that he lied about performing at the Powerline concert, and Goofy asks Pete for some more advice about parenting. Pete tells Goofy that he needs to be on Max's ass more, and he needs to keep him under his thumb so that he can learn respect. We cut to Goofy and Max fishing, and Goofy catches a goddamn Bigfoot and all hell breaks loose. They end up getting trapped in the car because Goofy's dumbass left the keys outside of the car, and then Bigfoot starts fucking with them. While they're stuck in the car, they start reminiscing about Hi Dad Soup, and they have a sweet moment together and they make up.
Like bye-bye. Or I pledge allegiance. Or I love you.
In the middle of the night, Max wakes up because he can't sleep because these two niggas are snoring loud as shit, and he accidentally finds the road map and then he changes the route so that it leads them to LA because he's a piece of shit and a horrible son. It's the next morning now, and Goofy entrusts Max with the map, which is kind of like a big deal because it's like a Goof family rite of passage, and Goofy did it with his dad, and now Goofy's doing it with his son Max. Goofy lets Max pick all the stops before they get to the sacred fishing hole now, and they're having a really good time. Like, they're going to amusement parks, baseball games, and Goofy even kills this mime nigga. They run into Pete and PJ again, and Pete overhears Max telling PJ about what he did to the road map. Pete then goes and tells Goofy, and Goofy is heartbroken. Like, this shit is so fucking sad. He looks so defeated, bro. It's a sad Goofy movie again. In the morning, Max tells Goofy to take the LA exit, and Goofy gets upset and he pulls over to the side of the road. Max ends up pushing the car down the hill, and these two start arguing and blaming each other about the car getting away and for how their relationship's going bad. And they have the typical, I'm growing up now, Dad, I don't need you in my life as much anymore. It's really cliche. It's a cliche Goofy movie. So Max tells Goofy about how he had a date with Roxanne and how he said he was going to be at the Powerline concert. And so Goofy's like, oh, I got to take you to the Powerline concert so when you get back home, you can get some pussy, son. And of course, when they're having this tender moment, they have a near-death experience that brings them together. And Max uses the perfect cast that Goofy tried to teach him earlier. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. My bad. I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm still new to this shit. So these niggas sneak into the Powerline concert, and Max is having second thoughts, but then he sees some fat shit walk by and he blocks in. The concert starts and we see Powerline performing, and bro, this nigga is so Bobby Brown coded. Like, you can't tell me this movie wasn't made for niggas. Goofy and Max accidentally end up on the stage with this fake ass Bobby Brown, and they start dancing like some fucking crackheads. And everybody at home sees him on stage and they gets all the clout. He's that nigga now. Max goes back to Roxanne's crib and he tells her that he lied and she forgives him. They kiss and shit, and then Goofy's car fucking explodes. It's a happy Goofy ending. This movie's such a fucking classic. It's a nice father-son coming-of-age story with amazing music. There's hella cliches in this movie, but it doesn't ruin the movie. I said this earlier, but this movie is extremely black-coded. And it's not just Powerline being based on Prince, Michael Jackson, and Bobby Brown. Like, there's little shit in it that you won't pick up on unless you're black. From the lack of communication and trust with Max and Goofy's relationship, to how Max feel like he has to show out to get attention from his crush, and especially with the way that Pete tells Goofy he needs to keep Max under his thumb, which is like a representation of how black folks constantly perpetuate beating the fuck out your kids, because it teaches respect and they feel like they have to be hard on their kids so that they'll be able to go out into the world and deal with racism. Also, they have a fucking Jodeci reference in the movie. Like, it don't get no blacker than this, bro.
Yo, Stacy! Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby!
I want to get some more information about how this is like a nigga movie. watch Atlanta season 4 episode 8. But yeah, that's Goofy movie. Go hug your daddy. If you don't got a dad, find a stepdad or something like that. Ask a light-skinned dog lady with red hair out. It'll be good for you. If you made it this far, shout out to you. I love you. I love you, baby. Give me a little like, give me a little subscription, you know, turn bells and shit on, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's the end of the video.